Uh, Assalam, Assalamu alaikum. Yes, I can see you. Fine, fine,
Can you
thank
hear
you.
me?
Just,
No?
you know, uh, your voice is still a little unclear. Oh,
You can't hear
now
me.
it's fine. Yes, I can hear.
It's
It's fine
dragging.
now.
Mm. One second.
It's.
No.
Can you fix your
Okay,
camera
okay.
because
Okay,
it's
alhamdulillah.
shaking? Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
So is my voice clear there? I'm fine, thank you. Thank you very much. And somewhere you told that, yes, that's fine. I see. So
I said
somewhere you
you were
said
saying.
that I'm from Australia. I'm not from Australia. You told to your followers that I'm from Australia, but I'm not from Australia. No, guess where I am from?
No. No? Okay, then never mind. Never mind then. Okay. You tell me so I don't embarrass myself.
I'm close. Very close to where you are. I'm in Middle East.
Tell me, let me know.
You have to guess. You have three options. You
I have
can
to
guess.
guess. I have three options, okay? Um I don't know. I was looking at your name and I assumed that you were Iranian, but now you got me thrown off. I'm not sure where
Yes,
to guess from. Libya, maybe,
you're no,
maybe.
you are right.
I
I'm
don't know.
Iranian. I'm from Iran.
Really?
Yes, yes, I'm
For me,
from Iran.
okay, you're messing with me. You're messing with me. Yeah, you made me doubt myself. Made me doubt myself. Okay, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I don't know much Farsi, unfortunately. I only know Ara, and I think Nay is Nay no in Farsi. I know
Uh,
Ara means yes. That's all I know. That's all I
yes,
know.
are is yes.
But
It means yes, and
all
also the
right,
greetings
okay.
is like salam, like the Arabic assalamu alaikum is the same.
Yeah, salam, salam. Okay, yes, true. Okay,
So,
so brother, okay. Bismillah, Bismillah. Let's begin. Um, for anybody watching, I'm sorry that I have three phones to try to avoid these problems, um, but life happens.
yes,
So we're doing
no,
the
no
interview
problem.
through the brothers. We're doing the interview through the brothers channel. And inshallah I'll post it on my thing later on. But just for those that are watching for the first time, welcome to Art and Fan Live Art Critiques. I'm your host, Alay. I do these live art critiques every Saturday, 11 a.m. GMT, to interview artists that I feel are that are up and coming and are on the radar of at least of me and some people, but not enough people know them. And I think they should be known, okay, because of the things that they're doing, because of the potential they have to shake up the art world, especially when it comes to Islamic arts. And this brother right here that I have today is doing something very different, very unique.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So firstly, can I ask, is my voice clear for you?
Yes, it's clear. It's clear. I can hear you. It's clear. I can hear you.
So
No problem.
you know, firstly, I'm from Iran. I have a bachelor in architecture, and also I'm not doing any architecture job because I left my work as an architecture because I love to make some, you know, picture books, and also I really like to work on, you know, I like to do something that is about Islam, you know, wanted to use my art, to use my profession to spread about Quran and Islam, and this was my first intention. And this was very important for me because I saw many, you know, we can say something like a secular art. We can see everywhere. We have lots of things that they don't have anything about religion. Even some of them are promoting anti-religion, you know, message. And you know, although they are not, yes, they are directly and indirectly, they are saying, you know, looking secular. But I don't have any problem with them. But when I think that, you know, we are Muslim, we are thinking about God and Allah, we need to have something that say this is for ourselves, you know. I was looking for, you know, there was always a struggle that we need something for ourselves, you know, this art, you know, for example, these Western comic books, you know, they have no any message that can be suited for our youth, for our kids. So we need something. That was my first intention. And secondly, when we see in Quran, we say that Allah says that "Uzkurullah zikran kasira." You know, this the concept of zikr and remembering Allah. You know, we need it to have in all of our jobs and works. You know, for example, when you go to a Muslim house, it's probable that you see, for example, a calligraphy of Allah on the wall. So we try to change everything to, you know, make remember of Allah. And it's the same in the secular world, you know. You know, the entertainment industry, everything is going to show that, you know, you should have fun. And you know, there is lots of direct and indirect message there. So you know, these are what the struggles that are in my mind. It was in my mind. So I left you know, my job as an architecture, and I tried to draw some picture books. First of all, I started with short stories and comics. But you know, because I was so busy and I had some extra job to do for living, you know, I decided to create one-page posters at first, and alhamdulillah, those one-page posters become a book, and a book called Quranic Infographics. And you know, yes, and this is my first book, and inshallah I'm working on my next book that is Hadith Infographics. So these are my intention, but if you want me, I can go, I'm waiting for your next question. I can go to more details about this book and how it's going to work.
No, I can see that. I can see that you're passionate about it. I think this is a good thing. You've mentioned your intentions. This is definitely one thing that I wanted to ask you about. Thank you for mentioning that before asking you. But before we go further into your projects themselves, you have two pages. You have Salam Comics and you have Quran Infographics. So what's the difference between the two?
Oh, yes. Salam Comics is my brand, you know. It's my logo and brand, but Quranic Infographics is the name of my first book.
Okay. So then you have hadith infographics as well.
Yes, hadith, it's in design process, and it will come soon, inshallah.
Okay. Okay, inshallah. Yes, I saw the some pictures and some information about that on your page. So you set out this noble goal to create things for us to help us remember, and I think people don't understand exactly that that what you're actually doing here is you're actually giving a visual representation to what we read in the Quran. And I think this is actually very good, especially for kids that don't have that imagination just yet, or the understanding of language to be able to actually see what is being said, right? Is very powerful. I was looking at one of your posts about using the VR app.
Yes.
Using the VR app to actually make it turn into 3D. Tell us about that.
Yes. You know, I wish I had another cell phone to show it on the page. You know, we made it's augmented reality. It's AR app. You know, when you put it on the pages of the book, you can, everyone who is following can go through Google Play and see it. You know, when you put it on the pages, everything will come 3D, and at the same time, it's the recitation of the verse, and it helps to understand. And alhamdulillah, we had lots of positive feedbacks for it. But you know, inshallah, you know, we haven't uploaded any iOS app yet, but inshallah, we will go forward with iOS. You know, because of the sanctions, the iOS is a little difficult here, and we should pay extra money. You know, even my developer needs to borrow a Mac, you know, computer to, you know, put it on iOS. And inshallah, I'm going to forward to upload the iOS version. But for now, it's available on Google Play. You know, it's a very different experience. It's a 3D experience. But, you know, at the same time, you know, as you mentioned, illustrating the things that are related to the verses of Quran. But, you know, I should mention here that nobody can say that he or she can draw the verses of Quran. I'm not claiming this. I'm just drawing something that makes, you know, it's close to the meaning, and it's going to, you know, mention just a small part of that verse. Because Quran, as you know, it has verses, they have lots of meanings, and, you know, nobody can claim this. You know, I mentioned this in the introduction, that I'm not going to make a virtual translation, and this is a big claim, and it's maybe it's like humiliating the Quran, because Quran is very higher than our imagination. So I'm just doing a little small part, and you know, this is important to say because it's getting very controversial when you say, and at the same time, you know, to be honest, I didn't got approved for being in UAE market because of 2 pages of the book that was illustrating the prophets. But I wasn't going, you know, the pages are not, they are abstract views, you know, it's approved in our culture, but, you know, I'm going to make a exclusive version for UAE and Arab countries, inshallah, and I'm going to change those 2 pages. But, you know, at the same time, the book is approved. Recently, we got approved from Imam Sohaib Webb in US, and he's a scholar that is graduated from Al-Azhar. You know, some scholars approve those 2 pages. But you know, if you don't count those 2 pages, the other pages can be approved for all the scholars. You know, I had the intention to not make controversies and not choose verses that make conflict and disagreement in the Ummah, and alhamdulillah, it's approved by some scholars in Indonesia, they approved it. Some scholars in Indonesia, and inshallah, it's not going to cause problem. But at the same time, I respect, you know, those who don't, you know, accept those 2 pages about the prophets, and I respect them. You know, I can't say that they are wrong or they are right, because this is something.
Yes,
you know,
the difference of opinion.
Yes,
this is understood.
Also it's a scholar. You know, it's people who are professional at Islam. They should talk about it. I'm not in the position to talk about it, and inshallah, I'm going to make an exclusive version for them, inshallah. So if I go to the part that I will show some pages of the book, inshallah, if it is possible, I will show that how the pages are designed. So I'm ready for your next question.
Interpretation at the end of going to see things different. But if you're a little kid, this will give you a better understanding of what you're reading. Okay, because when we have those kids, you know, memorizing the Quran or even just listening to it, you know, they might not grasp the language, right? First of all, if they're not an Arab, right, they're going to be translating it into another language, right, which is an interpretation itself, right? And then you're going to actually then try to have the little kid try to grasp the language that they're listening to it, listen to Quran in it, whether it's English or what have you, and then try to understand what that is, which is obviously a problem for little kids. So I think what you're doing is wonderful in that aspect, because we have competition everywhere in terms of what grasp our kids' attention, and TV and the internet or what have you, and this is one fun way for little kids to, you know, to be interactive with the Quran. So I see that you do the illustrations yourself. Did you study graphic design, or do you have some help, or how do you get these illustrations done?
You know, I had some art background since I was a child. I was interested in creating lots of illustrations. I had lots of sketchbooks.
Yes.
So when I had the intention to follow my art journey through architecture, but unfortunately, when I got to some buildings and you know, it's a very industrial space, I understand that I was wrong. You know, in architecture, I can't follow all my art visions. So that's why I ended my architecture, and at the same time, I had some, you know, not very professional education. I got some courses, online courses. I got some local art schools. I got a few courses there. But you know, the thing is that when I was trying to learn art, I understand that if I go forward and go to different art schools, the education will never end. And if I'm going to get successful, I need to start my work and study meanwhile. You know, it's very important, because most of our artists think they are very, their vision is very ideal. You know, they are looking, they have perfectionism. So the perfectionist that we artists have, it's you know, it's bad. You know, it makes trouble for us. You know, when we are perfectionists, we even don't start our art. You know, we say we should get to some certain level, and then we can start our professional journey. But this is what I understand it, and it took me about 3 or 4 years to understand that I should start. I shouldn't go to art schools and wait till I get to a high level. So as soon as I stopped perfectionism, you know, my artworks come out, and you know, I was putting them on Facebook, and after that in other social medias, there was some, you know, 1-page or 2-page comic books and stories. So that was my beginning, you know, when I put them, and I got lots of, you know, orders to make illustrations for other companies. So as soon as I put my art on Facebook and promote it there, you know, I got, I found my career there. You know, many people come and order, and that was very interesting for me. You know, I was, I got out of architecture world and I left my job, and that was very scary. But at the same time, when I started to promote my work on social media, I got lots of orders, and it was wonderful. And that was, the time that I find a new job in illustrating for other companies. But at the same time, I had the intention to create my own artwork, because when you are doing services for other people and companies, it's good for 1 or 2 works. But after that, you feel that you lost your own vision, and that was why I was starting this book and trying to do it. And after I released this book, I totally stopped doing services. And now my career is just selling this book and creating new books. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. So I think actually the way you draw, I think is actually also enticing for kids. Because it's not some ultra realistic, version of drawing. These they're the artists that they paint, and you can't tell if it's a picture or if it's a drawing. The ultra realistic, hyper realistic version. But yours is not. I think this is actually a good thing. It's not a matter of being bad or good or bad in the sense, but I think it's actually good in this, because little kids, they can identify with that. Little kids, they like those type of cartoons, if you will. So I think actually it's an advantage. I don't think it's a disadvantage. I think drawing ultra realistic would actually be not as good in this sense. Wallahu a'lam.
Also,
but brother,
it's not.
I see that you have.
Okay, go on. It's not just children, enjoying this book. We have lots of illustrations that kids need parents' help. We had 5 years old, 4 years old that they enjoyed this, but at the same time, we had many young people who enjoyed this. Even some Muslims who were converted to Islam, they had positive messages about this. So I can say it's a family book. Some parts of the book are for adults, and some
maybe that's what I should have said. Yes, definitely a family book. Definitely a family book. Brother, I see that you're going to be doing a Spanish and a Portuguese version soon.
Yeah.
That's true, mashallah. Do you have like a Turkish and Arabic version of these books as well?
I can say it can be used for Arab audience, because I can't say that I'm the author of this book, because I just selected the verses of Quran, and I selected the appropriate translations from references. So the text of the book is like all the text of the book is verses of Quran, and in all of the book only I can say 10 or 11 sentences are from me. They are all verses of Quran, and I avoided to add anything else. At the end of the book, we have some notes that they are from me. That what is this book about? Let me. Here in the notes, I just talked about what are these pages. But in the main pages, all are verses of Quran. You know, here verse of Quran, here is a translation.
MashaAllah.
So when the Arab audience can use it, you know, even, you know, we send this book to some, you know, Urdu followers. Even in Iran, people are using this, and even people who don't know English, they use their own Quran to find the translation. And also some of the verses are so famous and many people know them, and they don't need to translate it. If I'm going to make an Arabic version, I just need to translate the notes.
I didn't catch that.
And at the same time, yes, we have. I'm just talking to some people in Turkey to make a translation for me, and inshallah, I'm going to promote it there. But for now, just the Spanish version is in process.
Inshallah,
I hope
inshallah
it will come at next year, inshallah, at the first of next year. Yes.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Good. And mashallah, you're stocked in many countries. I've seen in Indonesia and in Australia and some places in Canada.
I guess
I think
about
it's getting
15 countries.
Good reception, mashallah. Mashallah. That's good. I think people definitely are taking notice, and inshallah with this interview, more people will take notice of this. I definitely I definitely want to see if I can get a version for my daughter over here. I think she would enjoy it. Definitely.
Yes, for
brother,
UAE, you know, we directly ship to UAE. You know, we don't have stockists in UAE, as I mentioned, because of the approved issue. We just send directly to you. And, you know, brother, just you told me that your audience, you know, they are following the page, you know, because it's a joint live. You know, your followers can see this live. You know, after this video, after this video, also I'm going to save this and send you the file, inshallah, and no worries. Somebody asked that I'm from India. No, I'm from Iran.
Cool. Yes. Tell us one thing interesting about you that most people are surprised to hear.
You want me to tell you advice? Can you repeat your?
I want you to tell us one thing. I want you to tell us one thing interesting about you that people will be surprised to hear.
There isn't anything interesting.
No, this definitely is. If you came up with this idea, brother, you're definitely interesting.
You know, there is a saying that, you know, artists don't talk. You know, they talk through their art. So I don't have anything really interesting, you know. So even if you had time, I can show some pages to the audience, or if
okay, well, let me ask you so.
So I can. It's okay. I can go and show something.
I was gonna let me mention here. Are you married? Do you have kids?
Yes. I have one daughter. She is 1 year old.
How do your kids like this book?
You know, it's 1 year old can understand this. You know.
Okay. Yeah. 1 year old. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, not yet. Inshallah soon.
Yes.
She or he will like the book as well.
She is. Her name is Fatima.
She.
Her name is
Fatima.
Fatima.
Mashallah. Fatima. Mashallah. Mashallah. Allah make her like our beloved Prophet's daughter Fatima, inshallah. What was I gonna say? Oh well, thank you for the interview, brother. I think we've gone for quite a bit of time. I have to actually get to the hospital in a second here, but definitely I think we should definitely have another interview after you come up with the hadith version of the book, and we can talk deeper, inshallah. Hopefully you get your situation set up with the UAE and what have you, and the Arab countries in terms of the book, because I think just everywhere should definitely have this version of the book. I think it's very useful for the ummah.
You know,
definitely.
Currently it's available. Yeah, you know, in our website salamcomics.com. Anyone can order, inshallah. We ship directly to Arab country, and also we have stockists in about 14 countries, alhamdulillah. And you know, thank you for this interview. You know, thank you very much, mashallah. I wish the best for you, and you know, I wish I had time to ask you some questions, but inshallah soon I will
No. Nope. I'm not the artist. No.
Yes, I agree.
No.
Somebody is saying that why you interview such a boring person. I agree, I'm boring. You know, I'm not the guy. I'm not.
You're boring. No. I disagree. I disagree. But we'll ignore the comments. We'll ignore the comment, inshallah.
You know, the book is everything
Brother
inside
Mahdi,
the book.
thank you very much for joining us today. Inshallah, we'll catch you in the future later on. You're doing
Inshallah. Thank you. Salam alaikum. Wish you the best.
Inshallah khair.
Inshallah khair.
Inshallah, Allah yabarak. Inshallah, I wish you the best definitely with the book. Inshallah, you continue with your success.
Inshallah.
And we'll talk to you soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. And let me cancel this. Yes.